Injury list. We held 3 guys out of practice today. George Johnson has been out, of course. His calf muscle is getting better, but he's not there yet. Evan Smith, knee, is a little sore from the game. We held him out. And Keith Tandy is in the concussion protocol from the game also. Rest of the guys, Austin Safari Jenkins, same situation, getting better. Allie Marpet was able to do more today, and Josh Shirley was, so getting a little bit better. Of course, waiting on for a few guys still. Beyond that, 2 5-5 teams, fighting for quite a bit. We played well on the road. Another dome, I guess you could say dome. I assume it'll be closed up. Again, we're making progress in a lot of the areas. We want to see more improvement this week. If you question.
Lovie, any progress with Austin being cleared for contact or anything like that?
No, he has not been cleared still.
Lovie, with the way that the O-line's been playing, kind of no matter who is up there week to week, does that kind of maybe give you a little more patience with an Allie Marpet, not to at least think about rushing him back?
Okay, me having patience and rushing him back, man, I would never do either one of those. So.
Those are code words, I understand.
But we, seriously though, we won't have any of our players go back out on the field until they can protect themselves and they're not injured. As far as rushing them back, we never rush them. When they're ready to go, we'll let them go. It helps us that we have some depth on the offensive line, just for our overall team, but that has nothing to do really with Allie.
I guess I meant if it was a 50-50, kind of 50-50 call, whether he's
50-50, he's not ready to go. It's got to be more than 50-50 for him to be ready to go. Once everybody, I'm talking about medical staff, says a guy's good to go, then we let him go. But when the offense, it is next guy up though. And if I'm a player that's injured, I try to get back, of course, as soon as I possibly could. Especially when I'm a starter. And sometimes when we're out, we assume everything's going to stop, and it keeps going. So Allie is making progress.
Coach, when you look at the Colts team, do you kind of see your team in a sense in a mirror, a team that maybe struggled early, but over the last few games has played well? They've ran 3 off, and also, how's Matt Hasselbeck as a 40-year-old guy? Is he doing things differently than Andrew Luck did, or is it a matter of the entire team on both sides of the ball playing better, would you say?
Well, just kind of jump into Hasselbeck a little bit. Again, as I think I talked a little bit about him Monday. I've been on the other sideline trying to think of a quarterback that I played more against. We've seen him so many years. Just doesn't seem like he should still be playing, and especially playing at that level. Are they doing some things differently with Andrew Luck? Yeah, some things, but for the most part, they're running their offense. And as a starting quarterback, Hasselbeck is doing a heck of a job. I mean, when you've been in the league that long, there's nothing you haven't seen. So no new blitz or anything. Like, he knows exactly where to go with the ball. So for us, we need to be able to get pressure on him and not let him sit back there and know exactly where to go with the football.
Well, you've had a fair amount of success with that heavy package, with using Kevin Pamphor as a 6th lineman or a jumbo tight end. In terms of this offense wanting to assert itself at the line of scrimmage, how much has that package helped establish the run game this year?
I think it's helped quite a bit. Most of the time you have a tight end in that role, and I mean, it's hard to find a tight end that's really great at blocking and as a pass catcher too. So why not go with a guy that's a little bit better at one? There's some situations you're looking for a tight end that can really block that well. You look for a guy that's great at catching the ball. But Kevin has given us a lot. Kevin Panfield has given us just good play no matter where. I mean, he's played at guard, he's played at tackle for us, and what we do with him with the tight end. It's a valuable part.
It seems like with the success you've had running at it, the play action from that package is even more effective as well.
And play actions are like that. One thing about play action pass, I mean, you need, of course, you're solidifying the protection quite a bit. And when Jameis has protection, he can normally get the ball to him. So, yeah. obviously have an awful lot.
Lovie, would you say the O-line in particular is just one area that you're very pleased with, the way they come together?
We're definitely pleased with what we've done with the offensive line, from next guy up, but till just our play. For us to, to be a running football team, the line has played well. Haven't made a lot of mistakes. And in protection too. Normally, a lot of times, either really good, run the ball or passing. This past week, there was great balance, and all of that starts up front with the offensive line.
Are you happy with your defense, Lovie? Because they've held the teams pretty checked the last couple of weeks.
We're making progress with it also. Pleased. You have to be, I think we had 4 turnovers, man, that was bad on my part. I said turnovers. I think we had 4 takeaways,
Right.
Which is a good thing, and when you score, you have to be pleased with that. Even though we're pleased with a lot of things, can't wait for this next game. There are some things that we need to clean up on both sides of the football, and there's nothing that says we won't.
I know it's always about the next game, and yet you have guys in your locker room today talking about some of the things you've stressed, being relevant, we're in this, anything is possible, your quarterback said. How rewarding is to see that kind of rising confidence in your club?
It's rewarding, but we've been getting better for a long time, and you want the players. And when I'm just kind of the messenger a little bit to you. That's what the players feel. That's what they see. They see us getting better as a group, and know that we're not there yet. It is the next game up. We haven't accomplished an awful lot. We realize that, but you feel better about yourself when you know you're getting better and you're making progress. I'm talking individually as much as anything. To a man, I think each week we see something that they're doing a little bit better, and eventually you know what the results will be. That's kind of where we are right now.
Lovie, are 2 of the biggest barometers for you, as far as where you're at and where you're headed, being second in the league in rushing, and there's only like maybe 3 teams that have gotten more takeaways. Are those 2 of the bigger, sort of mileposts that you look at?
If I think Rick, we know each other well enough to just say, hey, Lovie, offensively, what's the first thing I talked about? Establishing the run. Yes. Be a tough football team. You need to be able to run the football. Run it when they know you're going to run it. We've been able to do that, which is a good thing. On the other side of the ball, defensively, it's just not a good defensive effort unless we can take the ball away. It's about getting the ball back for the scoring or getting the ball back for the offense. And we are getting better with those. We're not the best in the league at either one of those, but I still see us trending that direction.
Coach, is there something you do this time of year with the team on a good run to try to prevent a letdown? Is there anything that you can do?
I don't know why letdown comes into play. We don't think that way. I'm just not a part of things going good. Well, something bad is going to happen. We don't look at it like that. We have a 2-game winning streak going, and then all I'm talking to our team about is number 3, and everything positive. Half full guy, so the glass is always that way. So we don't think that way at all. We have too much. There's a lot of improvement still left to go for us. So that's what's occupying our time.
Why do you think you've been a good road team? You want to win everywhere anyway, but some teams, sometimes that's the last thing to happen when you start to be a good football team.
I think to be a good road team, number one, I think it helps when you can run the football, and I think it helps when you take the ball away. Going back to those 2 things, it helps a little bit, but maybe it's a little bit more than that. I think you have to be a decent football team to win on the road. Maybe it's as simple as that. And I don't know the reasons why. I just know that we ask guys to show up at home, show up on the road, and they're finding a way to do that.
You think, Lovie, that somehow the resolve of the team got a little sharper after the Washington game and the way that game unfolded?
Good point, Ira. I think when you go through something like that, you never know who you are and what you're capable of doing until you're going in a dark place. As I say it back then, that was a dark place we were in there. We're going to find a lot out about our team, about us individually, about our football team. And what I saw the next week is, guys, no pointing, went back to work. It was all on us. we're carrying that scar still, but that's a good thing. So yes, that definitely, we found a lot out about our team, and that's that the guys are still eager. Things happen sometimes, and you have to move on. There is